Okay, so here's the thing. Those of you who are Jilly juicers and you have naturopathic, chiropractic, homeopathic friends as well as doctors that you've been a client to. You want them to understand Jilly juice. You want them to do Jilly juice. You want them to get where you're coming from. How the hell are they going to understand a good reason why to do Jilly juice if you're not even doing it yourself at the level where they can see the results? So what would incentivize a naturopathic, a chiropractic to do Jilly juice? What would incentivize them to now finally say, you know what I've been doing for the last 50 years of my life has been such a farce. If you haven't even changed your salt from the pink salt to the white salt, which means that your influences, the people that you are taking cues from in the holistic industry, have still a power over you if you're still sticking with the pink salt. Which means that how can anyone think that their chiropractor, their naturopathic is going to understand religious at the level that they need to make a difference in our society? I don't have faith in anyone in the holistic allopathic world, chiropractor, naturopathic, ND, whatever, that's really going to see uh, is going to see any value in the Jilly juice when their very livelihood is predicated upon promoting all the death trajectories, all of the anesthetization protocols, the messing with your hormones, the painkillers, the herbal remedies. I don't see them taking on Jilly juice and embracing it. And if you're still very tied in with them in such a way where you're not even an example for why they should be looking at Jilly juice, they have no incentive. There's no reason. They don't belong in my group, that's for sure. And I don't see them at all embracing my information. If anything, it goes against them and their whole livelihood. I mean, anyone that's licensed by the state has been taught by the state that you have to bring up hormones, you have to create painkillers, you have to destroy your body so you don't feel anything, and that way you keep coming back. Because guess what? Those naturopathics, those chiropractors, those holistic professionals, those allopathic professionals, they have to pay taxes on their licenses. They have to pay taxes on the income from the freaking clients that they are taking on by saying, "Oh yes, we have the answer for you. We have all these different therapies for you." They're not going to embrace Jilly juice. There's no fucking way they're going to embrace Jilly juice. And if they do, it'll be half-assed. Because I'm telling you, they get paid too much money to mitigate pain. They get paid too much money to anesthetize you. I'm telling you, for me for you as a client, for you to know that your naturopathic, your homeopathic, your chiropractic is really serious about helping humanity, they would not be a member of the AMA or the different organizations that are promoting all of these different types of therapies. And so you have to be the one to be the example. You know, you can't expect your naturopathic, your chiropractic, whatever, to be the example for you when they have not been an example at all for you. If anything, they've been a very non-example for you. And so, yeah, you know, really feel bad for a lot of you that are still stuck in the holistic world. I really feel bad for you because you know what? The environment is not going to get any calmer. The environment is going to only get more aggressive. Your naturopathic, your doctor, whatever it is, they're not going to understand J juice, and the time's a ticking. You think that, oh my God, they're not going to get it, and they don't have any reason to get it. You may say they may understand it, but you know what? They have no incentive to understand it, and that you know they understand it, because guess what? It would mean that everything that they've been doing for the last 20 years of their life would be for naught. And they have a huge, expense account to fulfill. They have a huge mortgage payment, they have business expenses, they have kids they have to put through brainwashing college. You think they're really going to say, okay, yeah, you're right, Nicole, my practice as my chiropractic practice is all a bunch of bullshit and I'm just going to let that go. There's no, and you think they're going to mention Jilly Juice to any of their clients, knowing all the backlash, Dr. Phil and BuzzFeed and Newsweek and all that? Come on, your head's in the clouds. Your head's in the clouds. It's time for you to separate yourself from your naturopathics. It's time to separate yourself from your homeopathics, your chiropractics, okay? Because they are not any example. And they are definitely not going to be an example for you because you're definitely not an example for them. So they have no incentive to change their practice or to give up their licenses because they get paid too much. They have 7 billion people to go and destroy them at the micro level and take their minerals on their way out. That's a lot of money. That's what Jeff Bezos, that's what Facebook, that's what Amazon, the same thing, Walmart, that's what all these huge corporations, these energy companies are making a living off of all of you guys, all of your minerals. 7 billion of you that need to have all of your holistic supplements. 7 billion of you need to have all of your different protocols and energy and shelter and food. That's a lot of fucking money. You really think your naturopathic and your chiropractic and your allopathic are going to give that up? You got another freaking thing coming. Either you save yourself and you listen to the Jilly Juice protocol and you change the freaking salt from the pink salt to the white salt, or you play into the hands of the industry. And you say, oh yeah, JJ, yeah, rah rah, sis boom bah, this is so great, duh, duh, duh. And you know what? Whatever. People that purposely trigger me, it just pisses me off. It really fucking pisses me off. And Nicole, you purposely did that. You could have kept that to yourself, Nicole. You really could have kept that to yourself. Because you know what the right thing to do is to change from the pink salt to the white salt. But you wanted me to basically convince you. And boy, I fell into that one. But you know what? I give a shit. I could be mad at for Nicole for triggering me, but I'm not going to be. Because you know what? Ultimately, I have a commitment to my information. I have a commitment to her. I have a commitment to all of you that are on the J Juice. You've come this far. There's no reason why you would have to regress backwards. There's no fucking reason why. Why would you? What is the point? Do you realize that in come November and December, the atmosphere is going to be that much more aggressive with potentially the forced vaccinations or the new antibodies in the environment? The people who are going to be protesting against the vaccinations, the whole thing with the school system, with all the social distancing, and then winter coming. Do you realize how aggressive it's going to be this coming year? And you're just playing footsie with my information, like it really is not that important. Oh God, sugar, come here, Shiggy. I know. Come here, sugar. Come here, come here. So I have a commitment to not only myself and the information, but I have a commitment to all of you. I put myself out there for you guys, and I'm not trying to sound like a martyr, but I know how aggressive things are going to ramp up. You've already seen the indicators, all the predictive programming out there, whether it's movies, whether it's just what's being said on TV, what's being said in, on the radio, in the newspapers, and all the different, media outlets. And then the antibodies are antibiotic, and salt is energy, and white salt is white energy. And then when you actually back it with the right constituents, it'll actually give you a major healing. I don't know what else you need someone to do to convince you that your life is precious. But if you don't even convince yourself that your life is precious, then why the hell? But it's because I know some of you are on the verge. The programming runs so deep, and patience is not my strong suit. But I'm working on it. It's not easy. I'm working on it. Especially when I've talked to some of you over and over and over again, and usually I would get mad and I would block them and say, fuck you, you don't get it, you're wasting my freaking time, I'm tired of being triggered by your hemming and hawing. But you know what, I'm not going to block her. I did get a little annoyed and I said I was triggered, But ultimately, what is my goal is to make sure she gets it and not to be listening to her freaking naturopathic, her freaking ND, her chiropractic, who is so tied in with the freaking system that she's still influenced by that person. And I know it. Now, am I jealous of it? I won't say I'm jealous of it, but I know that if you're doing the pink salt still, it's going to undermine you. Because when you are dealing with a more aggressive environment with pink salt, where you're not going to get as much sodium chloride because of all the minerals in the pink salt in one batch, you get more minerals in one batch, but less of the salt in one batch, then guess what? You're not going to have as an aggressive healing that you need to be able to counter this environment. And that's why we changed the salt from the pink salt to the white salt, because the pink salt, nothing wrong with it, but the amount of heavy metals slash minerals, which the salt was countering and energizing, but you guys were plateauing. I was plateauing. So as soon as I changed from the pink salt to the white salt, it was next level evolution. Next level evolution. And I have videos on this, but I know some of you are busy, but that should be no excuse. Oh, but it is an excuse. But I get it, because when you have, so I don't know your lifestyle. I do this for a living, so I do juggle other things, but some of you have a lot of other things going on, and I get it. So I'm going to try to see from that point of view that you have other distractions. And I understand that you're not going to do all my stuff and read and watch all my videos, so you should, but some of you just are like, a block is there, and it's just like when you first wake up and you realize, oh my God, doctors are horrible. Oh my God, naturopathics, holy God, they're horrible. And you've been kind of giving them allowances for so many years, and then one day you wake up, like really wake up, like you kind of knew it, you know it kind of superficially, but you don't really know it at the cellular level. And then when you finally wake up at the cellular level, it's like a whole new awakening. Even though you kind of were awake, back in 2012, this is a whole different wokeness, okay? And it's profound. And I can't even explain how to feel, because you're like, well, didn't you wake up back in 2012? Yeah, but this is like, holy shit, this is more intense, because now I have the substantiation. So I can get where my information, the videos that I have, the information that I have is going to kind of go over your head or not seem like it's important, because it's not where your head's at the time. And then when you're finally ready to focus on it, then you're like, okay, now what is it? And I'm like, what the fuck? I've been telling you this for the last 6 months. And so I can see it from that point of view, because I've done that before, where someone would have told me back then, this is where you find the information, and then you're just like, well, that's not where you're at the time, and then now you're asking for the same information that was told you back 6 months ago, and you forget, and it happens to me. So I will be open to that, but it's just like, fuck, it's insane. I know I'm doing f-bombs and all this, because I'm just, I know how aggressive the next 6 months are going to be. I know what's coming this fall and this winter, and I'm not looking forward to it. So, and Patricia goes, before I did this, till I met you, now I don't feel like a crackhead wanting to go back. I can feel me. For me, a customer cured is a customer lost. Yay, JJ. Very good. Yeah, when you cure something, when you immunize something, it's like you're preserving them in that state forever. And when you immunize somebody, you're basically deadening whatever your target is, and you're deadening the whole person if a person is 100% immunized. So, I mean, I can only hope that naturopathics and chiropractics and doctors understand my information and actually give up their licenses and stop being the blood that supplies the AMA, but I don't see it happening. When too many people sold their souls to the fucking devil by taking the X amount of money to be able to destroy the population, why would they give that up? Why would Jeff Bezos give up Amazon? Why would Mark Zuckerberg give up Facebook? He's not. Why would anyone give up access to so much wealth? Because they have 7 billion people they can destroy at a systematic level, and then be able to brainwash the next generation into going and buying the same freaking products. That's too lucrative. Don't expect your naturopathics, your chiropractics, your allopathics to understand this information, because they have no incentive to give up their licenses. They have no incentive to give up the money that is so lucrative in the death process. There's so much money in the death process. It's fucking unreal. That's why surgeons get paid. That's why anesthesiologists get paid a shit ton. That's why doctors get paid a shit ton. That's why cardiologists get paid a shit ton. There's so much money in the death trajectory. There's so much money in basically patching you up and calling it healing. There's so much money in that. So don't expect your naturopathics, your homeopathics, your chiropractics to give up their licenses or understand J-Juice, because they have no reason to. The money is too good. All right. Talk to you later. Bye. Dose of reality.